Welcome back to Verdicts Vogue with Cristina Perez Hesano. This is part 2 of Brenda Echeverria's conversation about life as a practicing attorney and what drives her today.
In the real world, I feel like you put so much pressure on yourself, or at least I did. I remember thinking like, oh, I have to work. Oh, I have to do this. And it's okay. It works out just fine.
Sure. And so then if you could give any advice to Brenda, at that time, what advice would you give to yourself back then?
I would probably tell myself to relax a little bit more, because I think that I just didn't even enjoy Eva's younger years because I felt so stressed about the pressure that I put on myself. I just, it's like I felt like I went through law school. I wanted to make sure that I passed the bar. I wanted to make sure that I set a really good example, but it was just too much pressure that I didn't even get to enjoy.
Sure. You enjoy the moment. And since that time, you are barred in different states as well, right?
Yes.
You have Arizona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I have Arizona, Massachusetts, and Texas.
Okay.
And so the reason I have those 2 states is once I graduated from law school in Florida, then we moved to Texas for a year. I have no idea why, but we lived there in Dallas. Okay. And then my husband wanted to do a fellowship, and him being the overachiever that he is, applied at Harvard. And he got in. And so we went to Boston and he did his fellowship there.
Okay. So he did his fellowship at Harvard. Oh, good for him. And so then you went, and by that time it was you, Ava, and Carlos.
Yeah. Well, by the time we moved to Boston, actually, we had just had our second baby.
I was going to ask, is that when? Okay.
So Amelie she was born in Dallas.
Okay.
And so she was 3 weeks old when we moved to Boston.
You're not scared of anything. You're just like, you just go.
I go. I mean, I handle it, but I think in the moment I can talk about it, but in the moment it was stressful. Like, it's not like I walk around. I was like a crazy lady that people probably recorded and were like, okay, get this lady out of here.
But I used to have a saying with my girlfriends, when we went through like difficult times, because being a mom and being a practicing attorney is super stressful, right? Because there's deadlines and children are not forgiving, right? If they want something, they need something, it's now.
Oh yeah.
And whether it's that they want you to play with them or lay down with them or whatever it may be, I have to do that because I feel it's my job as a mom. Mm-hmm. And then if that means sacrificing sleep or sacrificing a meal or whatever it may be, I'm going to do it for my kid. So I would tell my girlfriends when we would all get stressed out about or whatever we were going through, it's like one foot in the other, and we would say, keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, like from that Dory movie. Just like, and at the end, it'll just work itself out, right? You just little tasks. And then at the end when you look back, you've accomplished all these larger goals that you didn't realize you were doing at the time. But it's important to stop and enjoy the moment too.
Yes. I would have to say, I think that for me, I literally talk myself through every day. Like, I'm like, tough times don't last, tough people. Tough times don't last, tough people do.
I love that. Say that slower.
Tough times don't last, tough people do.
Okay.
So when things get tough, I like tell myself, tough times don't last, tough people do.
Tough times don't last, tough people do. That is great.
Yeah, I often tell myself
I want to steal that from you. I think I'm going to tell my daughter that. My Eva she's an overachiever. She's a self-starter. She puts a lot of pressure on herself. And so she tends to sometimes make things a little bit bigger than they need to be. Mm-hmm. And so navigating through that, I think I'm going to use that, that with her to help her.
Yeah, I think that, that always helps. And sometimes I think when I look back, I don't regret it. Like, it was tough. It was, it wasn't a walk in the park. I felt lonely. There were many nights that I cried. There were many nights that I questioned, like, why am I even here? I just want to go back home. I feel so alone. I never planned to be pregnant by myself in Orlando, but I knew that at the end of the day, it would be worth it. I knew that when I looked back at my life, I wanted to be a good example for my daughter.
So what advice would you give to a young female who is, a young female who is thinking about maybe going to law school, not really sure if she should do it, whether she should be a paralegal, whether she should stay, working at an insurance company? Like, what advice would you give to that young lady?
I would say definitely go to law school. I would never regret going to law school. I think that it opened doors that I would have never had opened otherwise. You learn so much, not just so much like what you practice, but just about life in general. So I would say you
Do
have
it
to do step by step,
and just
step
get it
one,
done.
LSAT.
And so I know that you also now, you're now working at the Advocates,
Yes.
and you are working in the personal injury space,
Yes.
and you're handling all types of cases dealing with personal injury, from motor vehicle collisions to slip and falls and so forth. And you're also litigating cases.
That's right.
Okay. And what are you doing? I know you also have a lot of involvement in the community. What are you doing to give back?
So I would say in order to give back, I do try to be involved in my daughter's school. So my daughter goes to a Catholic school. I do offer like pro bono here and there. When they have auctions, I'll volunteer. Like I think I'll offer like a free will, things like that.
Yeah.
My husband with his practice as well, sometimes he's got patients who don't have a lot of resources. And I'm always more than happy to assist in any way that I can, pro bono.
Yeah. I find myself doing a lot of pro bono work when it comes to certain cases. I actually just had a very contentious case on Friday, which we have decided to take on pro bono, just because I think it's not fair of how this woman is being treated. So we have since made that our mission, and it feels good to give back. I mean, a lot of times that's what people need. They need your time, even if they can't afford to pay for your time. So
Yes,
that's wonderful.
exactly.
Yeah.
And I do try to help, like, especially when it comes to immigration stuff, just because I speak Spanish and I know that there's a large need there. So if I ever hear about like pro bono where they need attorneys, I'll try to volunteer for those.
Yeah.
Anything, I think I do specialize in the Spanish speaking community just because of my upbringing and, my mom and dad, where they came from. So I always see that as a marginalized group that I would like to be able to help.
That's wonderful. I think that's really great. I agree with you, and we've become pretty involved in the community as well, and that was one of my missions. So I know that that's something you're passionate about, and that's why I want to bring it up, because not only are you doing the mom thing, you're also doing the attorney thing, you're doing the friend thing, the wife thing, and then you're helping in the community, which is like amazing, right? To be able to do that. So I commend you for that.
Oh, thank you. You too.
So as far as the future, right? Where do you see yourself going in the next 5 years? What would you like to see for yourself?
I would like to see myself being more exposed to litigation. I enjoy litigation, but I see myself giving a little bit more exposure to trials. I would like to have more first chair opportunities. That's kind of more where I see myself.
Is that your goal?
Yes.
Okay. And then have you ever tried doing a short trial? Have you heard of that? I've never done one.
I've never.
Okay, so Jennifer Rebels, who used to be a president for the state bar, she talks about short trials and how it's easier to get there. I haven't found a trial yet that I would do that, so I wasn't sure if you had heard about that. You may want to look into that, because it may help you take certain cases to trial faster, and also it's supposed to be more efficient and economical for the clients. So that's something I'm looking into right now, because with any trial, it's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you have to look at the benefits outweigh, the benefits always have to outweigh the costs and so forth, and the time that is spent for the client. And because of the way our system's built right now, sometimes it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think that's why it's tough to get the experience and the exposure, is just because a lot of times it just doesn't make sense.
Sure. So when you were at Morgan & Morgan, what is one of the things that you learned that you enjoyed about the practice of law?
I would say I learned about how to build up a case. So I remember, you get these high value cases, and I remember them teaching me like, okay, step one, you want to get in touch with like a recon company.
Mm-hmm.
And then you want to find witnesses, like personality witnesses, people that know the person before and after. And, just like learning the whole process, because there is a technique to it. Learning kind of the difference between like disclosure versus non-disclosure states, because in Massachusetts, it's a disclosure state. So that's what I was used to. And then when I moved to Arizona, I was like, oh my gosh, we don't know the limits. What is this?
It's a surprise.
Yeah. Or like also learning, for example, like uninsured in Massachusetts, you can stack versus here you can't.
Yeah.
So I think I enjoy learning the differences in different states and kind of being able to use those for ways that can benefit my client.
Sure. And then what is something that you've learned at the Advocates that has shown you that shown you that you enjoy the practice of law?
So my experience with the Advocates has been wonderful, but it's really taught me much more about like the business development side, because when I was at Morgan & Morgan, the cases just showed up at my desk, and I didn't really have to work on selling or getting them in the door. But now and
for those who don't know who are listening, Morgan & Morgan is, I mean, they are a huge advertising company, and they have, tons of cases and hundreds of attorneys, and I think probably one of the largest, right? They promote themselves as like the largest law firm in the United States.
Yes, they definitely promote themselves as the largest.
Yeah.
And they do get plenty of cases. And so I didn't have to go out, try to find the cases. They were just there.
And so is that different than at the Advocates?
Yes, at the Advocates, when I started, I was given, I think, two cases. And they said, okay, here you go, Brenda, go get some cases.
Sure.
And at the time, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, how do you do that? And they told me go to BNI.
Well, so that's a really, important part of your business, whether you're at a firm who generates cases and provides it to the associate, or you're at a firm that requires you to generate your own cases. One of the big things about being an attorney that separates you from other attorneys is your ability to generate cases.
Exactly. And that's what they always talk about in our attorney meetings. They're like, what makes the attorneys different from others is who brings in the cases.
Yes.
And so when I hear that, I'm like, okay, well, I want to be the type of attorney that brings in the cases, because otherwise I'm just replaceable.
Sure. So tell us about BNI and how that's helped you.
Yes. So BNI stands for Business Networking International. And so you go every week. I remember the first time I went, I thought, gosh, it's like a cult or like AA or something, because you stand there and you're like, hi, my name is Brenda and I'm with the Advocates. A good case for us. And then you kind of like go over what would be a good referral.
It's like your 30-second elevator pitch.
Exactly. And then everybody, so there's one category. So like one personal injury attorney, one immigration attorney, one plumber, one realtor, one of each category can be in the chapter. And the idea is that you refer each other cases. So there's like a hairdresser, there's a plumber, there's life insurance. And you kind of just refer each other cases.
And is that something that you found helpful for yourself, where it's in order to generate as a starting point as to let other people know what you do and that you're there in case that someone needs you?
Yes, I would say because it exposes you to the community of the people that you're going to end up helping. And so basically now I get a bunch of calls from the people in my chapter. They're like, hey, my cousin got in a car accident. Hey, my sister got in a car accident. Hey, and so on. And so you're just exposed to the community, and they ask you questions. They get to know you. They see you every single week. And so you start to build credibility and rapport with these people.
It's also a wonderful point to bring to those attorneys who are listening when it comes to generating cases, because anyone can put a billboard. Well, not anyone. Someone who has money can put a billboard or a sign on the bus or a whole bunch of PPP ads, or like the pay-per-click PPC ads, and to generate a large number of cases. Most people aren't able to do that because they don't have the financing to do that. So and it's also doing a group like this allows you to generate cases at a less expensive method, right?
That's right.
But it also is more credible, because I have seen and heard. I'm not an advertising attorney that advertises on like buses or billboards, but I have heard that when you're dealing with that, it's someone who sees a billboard calls you. It's not someone who already has heard good things about you. So there's a difference in the volume of calls and then the quality of calls.
Yes. And I can say I've noticed it myself, even as a solo person, because whenever I get calls from the intake line, like people that find the billboard or however it is that they find, I find that those cases a lot of times have liability concerns, or they've already shopped around at prior firms and we're like third, fourth in line, versus the referrals that I get from my BNI chapter members. Those are not the people that are shopping around. Those are people that just got in the car accident who call their friend and they're like, hey, call Brenda.
Yeah.
And so those tend to have much better liability, less issues, and they're less likely to then leave too, because I provide good service.
Sure.
And then they refer their family and friends.
Well, you're building your book of business. And that's something that's so important, because you're letting people know that you're there, and then they know that they'll start calling you for any issue that they may have. and whether you can help them or not, because sometimes they call you. I mean, so at least for me, they'll call me for any issue, whether it's a landlord tenant issue, a divorce issue. And I always make it a point to make sure to refer them to someone who can help them. So I have my receptionist has like a list. So I don't want anyone ever calling my office and just being said, hey, sorry, we can't help you, and hang up. I want them to know that, hey, we can't help you, but why don't you try calling this person? Or why don't you, because we get so many calls in a day and we can't help everyone. But my staff already knows, okay, if we can't help them, let's find them someone who can, so that in the event that they in the future need us, they'll call us again because they know we're helpful.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I recently had a really good Google review, and it was something similar where there wasn't a lot of treatment. And so I send the medical records and bills to the adjuster. I told the client, hey, you may just want to go ahead and settle this because it doesn't make sense for me to settle it for you. So he did. And he was so happy that, because really he didn't have to do much. He already had the records and bills. And he went on and wrote like a really nice Google review. And then a week later, his friend got in a car accident. And so they signed up with me.
And it's good. I also feel like it's good karma to put it in the universe, right? You do something good for someone else, it always comes back in some way. Not that you're expecting it to come back, but you just know it's like in the karma bucket. Like, okay, did something nice for someone.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like because I try to be a good person. Yeah. Things end up working out for me in the end, Yeah.
So we have now reached the time where I'm going to be asking you quick questions, right? So it's like, what's the name? How do you say that? Quick fire? Rapid fire. See, I told you English is my second language.
I know, I always say that too.
So we've now reached the point where we are doing our rapid fire questions. Okay, are you ready?
I think so.
Let's start with easy. This is our opportunity to get to know you and just a little bit about you. And they're fun. So no, not a lot of stress. Don't stress out. So here we go. What is your childhood nickname?
Beta. I'm ready.
But your husband calls you?
Chucky.
Like the little...
Yes, the doll, Chucky. He thinks I'm crazy.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning, for sure.
What's your go-to comfort food?
Pizza.
Oh, okay. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's the song is guaranteed to get you dancing?
Money in the Grave.
What's that?
It's like a Drake rap song.
I don't know that song. Okay. What's your...
Oh, wait, actually, let me take that back. I should probably pick something from Los Angeles Azules because I love Los Angeles Azules. Have you ever heard of them?
No.
They're a band from Mexico. I'm sure you've heard of them because they have tons of hit songs. You just probably never picked up that they're the Angeles Azules. I would pick something from them.
Okay. So I'm going to look them up too. I'm going to look at both those. I'm going to look up the Drake song. I'm going to look at that. And then what's your favorite holiday tradition?
Gosh, I don't know if I have one.
No?
I don't think I have a tradition.
Okay. Beach vacation, city adventure.
City for sure. I used to think I was a beach person and I just realized I'm not. I'm a city person.
Are you? Okay. I like beach, but I don't like the sand. I like the beach from afar. Okay, so ready? We're going to get a little bit more difficult. What's the last time you felt truly alive?
I would say this morning when I went to a really hot yoga class.
Yeah. In the beginning, in the middle, or at the end?
At the end, when they opened the door, I was like, oh my gosh.
I always, when I sign up for a hot yoga class, like 15 minutes in, I'm questioning my life decisions every single time. It doesn't matter. I know what I'm going to expect, but at that point, I'm just like, please, please, please help me get out of this freaking hell. Like, it's so hot.
I know. It's so weird too, because I always go to the hot side. It's crazy because
you do?
I go to the hottest, hot side. Yeah, I'm crazy. And then I struggle. 5 minutes in, I'm like, why did I do this? And I do this every time. You would think that after the 20th time, I would have said, okay, go in the middle, maybe go to the cool side. But I don't, because I walk in with all the confidence and all the, I'm going to do this.
Oh, no, girl. I'm by the door. I'm by the door because I'm going to take every little bit of air. If you had 24 hours left to live, how would you spend it?
With my family.
If you could switch careers tomorrow, what would you do?
I always wanted to be like an entertainer, like dancing, singing.
Oh, me too. I just can't sing.
Oh, me neither. Or dance. But I wish I could.
Oh, we should do like a no judgment karaoke where we just don't give an F and just do it. Right?
Yeah, we should.
But there's no cameras allowed. We'd be like one of those Bruno Mars concert where they take your phone away so no one can have any photos of it or any of that, because like last time we were together, you were at the bar when I was there. Someone took a picture of me eating pizza because I never eat pizza. And there was a picture of me eating pizza, and it was like the perfect cap. And she knows who she is. If she listens to this, which she probably will, she caught a picture of me putting the pizza from here, like into my mouth. And she snapped it and she sent it to me the next morning. And I was like, so no karaoke, no phones.
Definitely. I remember actually as a little girl, I used to pretend to be like the Spice Girls. And I wanted to always be Baby Spice, the blonde one.
The blonde one?
Yeah.
So Baby Spice, I wanted to be Posh Spice.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that would have made more sense.
I want to be posh. So Victoria Beckham was always like my jam. I liked her.
Yeah. She is. She was always so cool, right?
I know. And she was like dating David Beckham.
Oh, yeah.
Which was another cool. I'm like, okay. All right. What is the most fun you've ever had that cost nothing?
All right. So I remember, I always tell Carlos this story too. I remember being a little girl. I was probably like 10 or something. And I went to Acapulco with my mom. And they braided my hair and I had like the little braids and we were sitting down at the hotel. It was like nothing special, but I remember feeling so happy eating tacos outside by the beach. And I just felt such happiness. And to this day, I could probably go to way nicer beaches than that and never have that same feeling.
That's so sweet. I love that. I really love that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Couple more. What's one thing you wish people would stop asking you?
Are your eyes real? Like, is that the real color of your eyes?
What do they think? You have contacts on?
No, but everybody thinks I do.
Oh.
Yeah, people are always like, oh, are those your real color eyes? I always want to say, hi, my name is Brenda. And yes, these are my real color eyes.
Well, I'm jealous. I always wanted to have light eyes. So if you could pick a theme song for your life, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a song that I really like. Maybe it's something from Greece. Summer Lovin'.
Oh, I love that. All right. So last song. Last question. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken that paid off?
Probably going to law school.
I love that. And what's the biggest, I lied. One more question. What's the biggest risk that you didn't take?
So there was a time where I wanted to go be a yoga teacher and I was going to move to Bali. I didn't do it.
Well, speaking as a mom, I think you made the right choice.
I think so too.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time. I just adore you and I thank you. So cheers.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. And I adore you too.
Thanks, everyone.